One of the most important lessons I ever learned in aim training was that we will always gravitate towards solving problems with the tools we know best and not necessarily the ones we should be using. Let's take TAM speed as an example. Now, it's a very simple drill, target strafe left and right, you hit one and move on to the next. But by the time I got to this drill, I had already grinded my mouse control to a high level. Hitting the targets was pretty trivial, I could do it accurately and I could do it fast. By most standards, I was performing well. But something about my performance always bothered me. There were players that I knew had far less mouse control that were able to score just as well as I did, and in some cases, better. It didn't make sense to me, and what I learned fundamentally changed how I approached training. Now, as it turned out, my problem was mouse control all along, but not because it wasn't good enough. It was because it was so good that I leaned on it to solve all my problems. Now, the efficient way to handle moving targets is to intercept them on their path, but I was treating the targets like they were static to attack them quickly, and then making up for my error with small corrections. I even had a friend that I tried to help on this drill, and so I instructed them to perform it the same way I did. And of course, he struggled with progress because he didn't have the mouse control to solve the task in the way I understood it. I viewed mouse control like a hammer, and so every problem looked like a nail. Instead of learning the skill of intercepting targets on their path, I crutched on my mouse control and tried to improve simply by going faster and correcting quicker. And funny thing, when I forced myself to learn the interception, my mind discarded the old meta plan relatively quickly and adopted the new, more efficient one almost overnight. So my question to you is this: what are you really good at, and how is it influencing your training? In this case, mouse control was a good tool for the wrong problem. In many games, targets go through a deceleration.
Good response here isn't going to be exactly the same for each